Rico does not like clapperboards. Hello, my baby. He's so pretty. Yeah, he's a baby. He pretty. Give me this face. Give me this face. All right, so I'm about to tell a story that most people would never ever know about me because it's super gross and embarrassing, like really, really bad. And also, I feel like people misunderstand me. Like I have told one or two people about this before, but I can never quite explain it. But I think that it's easier to explain in a YouTube video, so this works well. Okay, so let's just say I most likely went on a date with a serial catfish. Like I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that I saw him, like his old pictures, on one of those sites or in one of those groups or something, but I can't remember if I made that up and in my brain I was like, I bet you he's on there, or if I actually saw him. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a long time ago. But yes, a very long time ago, after a very bad breakup, I decided I'm gonna get online. I was like feeling really icky. I'm not going to go into too many details, but it was a really not good breakup. And I was like, I don't think it's healthy for me to see life and relationships this way. So let me put myself out there and just casually date, right? Like just talk to people, just see what happens. It wasn't supposed to be like I'm trying to get married, and it also wasn't supposed to be like hookups, all right? It was just actual dating, okay? So I'm like, I'm going to date somebody, and I'm going to make sure that if I get online that I talk to them on the phone first, and I don't put off meeting them, because in the past, whenever I'd like tried online dating, I usually was too afraid and I just would never meet them. And it was like, why are you wasting people's time? Like, I didn't like that. So I get on Bumble, I think. It might have been Tinder, but I'm pretty sure it was Bumble, because I don't think I've ever been on Tinder, but I don't remember. But I don't even remember like the app or anything. I only can remember Bumble. So I put myself on Bumble. There was a guy, he wasn't exactly my type. Like he was real slim, and I'm thick. I always prefer a man who's bigger than me, because I don't want to look like Lumiere and Mrs. Potts. You know what I'm saying? So he had a nice smile. He just had a look about him that said he had like a fun time or something. Like he just looked like a good time. We started talking. I ended up talking to him on the phone because he was like, I don't trust people because people catfish. So I want to get on the phone and make sure you're really a woman. And I'm like, okay, like fine. And I was already like, I need to do this anyway. So I was like, okay, fine. So I think I gave him my phone number. I'm pretty sure I gave him my number if I didn't call him blocked or something. I'm like pretty sure I was like, that's fine. And we talked on the phone probably 2 or 3 times. For like the first time was for a few minutes, and then it was like, all right, I just want to make sure you're really a woman. And I was like, okay. And he sounded different than I thought he would sound. Very different than I thought he would sound. We talked again, and it was for like an hour. And I remember him talking about MySpace, that he had been online dating since MySpace. I didn't ask enough questions at the time. I think I should have asked him like how many girlfriends, but I think I did. I think I asked him like, how many people have you met? How many people have you met online? I think I did ask him that. And I think he was just like, oh, like everybody I've dated, I actually met online. And I was like, oh, I think that was probably where the conversation was, that I was letting him know I was a little uncomfortable. I was new to this. This was much faster than I was used to moving. But I did explain to him that I also wanted to kind of meet in person, because I feel like that's how I'm used to meeting people. I mean, this was what, oh my gosh, was this like 2017, 2016, somewhere in there? I'm used to meeting people in person, but I know online dating is a thing. So if we meet before we, have this whole online relationship, maybe it'll be kind of similar, right? Where it's just the opportunity to find this person, but not actually like dating online. Okay. So I think that we came to an agreement that we were going to go somewhere. Then the next time we talk, he's talking about how all women try to use people for dates and all women want is food. Now, mind you, I'm thinking that he's saying all this because I think it matched the conversation. I'm telling him in the first conversation that I'm really uncomfortable. This is new to me. He's trying to reassure me and saying, actually, it's pretty normal. And again, this is clearly me being me, trying to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, which I still am learning to stop doing that. Okay. As I'm listening to this, I'm thinking, I think even back then I was like, I think I was a little bit wary, but I told myself, it's just that I'm worried about getting myself out there. That was it. I kept downplaying like what is probably really going on. So I think by the third conversation we've had, this is where he's mentioning the buying people stuff. And I'm like, honestly, I just like good food. We don't have to go anywhere expensive. And at the time, I didn't live too far, maybe like a 20-minute drive to this place that in Tampa is just a really good spot. I highly recommend, if you could find a place like this is a good place to do it. It's called La Teresita. It's a place where they have a whole restaurant and then it's attached to like a cafeteria style spot. So you could either sit in the cafeteria style or you can go inside and sit in the restaurant. And the cafeteria used to be open 24 hours, like certain days, but it's open, late still, I think. So it's like a place a lot of people go after the club. But there's even like, there'll be older people, like 40s, 50s, who will go after like jazz club. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. So it's just a place where all types of people go. And even though it's a Spanish place, and if you don't speak Spanish, you're probably going to get treated like just get used to it. But the food's decent and it's affordable. And sometimes it's even really good depending on what nights you go and what you get. And so I'm like, I know we should go. And you know what? I'll pay for it. It's not that serious. I don't want to go on an expensive date anyways. I really don't like sit down dates for the first date, right? I don't like dinner for the first date. And so I'm trying to do the normal dating thing. And he wants to go and eat, so let's go eat. Stop arguing and just go with the flow. So I'm like, all right, how about this? I'll pay for where we go and we can go, over to this spot. If we're vibing, we can do the walk thing, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go walk during the daytime on Bayshore Boulevard, which is a really popular exercise, walking, rollerblading kind of area in South Tampa. Again, not too far actually from this place. And so he's like, okay, I'm down. That sounds good. So I go to this place. I'm sitting down in the waiting area, waiting for him to show up. He's a little bit late, but when he walks in, I don't think it's him. What I do think is it's a black man in La Teresita. There's not usually too many of us. And so I look at him and I smile and give him like a hello. And then I go back to what I'm doing, because that's not the guy from the picture. So why would I speak to him? Well, he's extremely offended by this. This should have been the first red flag where I leave. But here's the thing. He was already, remember how I said on the call that he was kind of complaining about women and women only want this and da-da-da-da. I would not be surprised if this dude is super red pill now to this day. But back then, I guess that actually maybe was a part of the early stages of that movement. I'm not really certain. I don't remember when it started, but I could actually see him. He was wearing a red shirt, so I'm wondering if I'm just tripping, and like, yeah, red pill. But he was a little bit scary. The way he spoke, he was really gruff, sharp toned. So let me explain what I was seeing. I feel like he was about 2 shades darker. No big deal. I get lighter and darker. I feel like he was thicker, like in his body. In the picture, he was slim. He was a skinny, like, again, not my type, like dang near skeleton skinny, very, very slim. Like his clothes were oversized, which should have been a red flag because clearly these pictures are from 5-10 years ago. But anyways, that wasn't the problem for me. He was built like a black dad. You know, the black dad build where they get the trunk around the middle. I don't want to date my dad, guys. Sorry. I'm not with it. So I would have preferred the slim dude over like... You know what I'm talking about. If you black, you got either an uncle, a daddy, or somebody in your life who look just like this. And you're going to be like, okay, but again, from here down. But it's the face. It's the face. Now, you could see right now, I'm in need of a change in health. Okay. I'm not judging anybody. In fact, all my life, I've gone up and down, and I've never had any problem getting what I wanted when I wanted it from who I wanted it from, if you know what I'm saying. I don't think that judging someone on their size is a thing to do. That's not what I'm trying to say when I say what I'm about to say. He looked like he had ate him. He looked like he had ate himself. He looked like the Edgar suit. You know the Edgar suit from Men in Black, where the lady was like, he looked like he was wearing an Edgar suit.
Oh, yeah. Is that leather?
Edgar suit. That's what he looked like. He looked like he had eaten himself. His eyes were he was unhealthy. Something was wrong with him. His eyes were bulging out of his head. That is not how they looked in the picture. Bruh, I don't think that was him at all. And if it was him, he didn't just go and have a job maybe outside a lot or something. He didn't just go and gain some weight so he got stockier. No, in fact, I think the dude in the picture, if he had gained some weight, shit, real talk, he might have looked good. To be honest with you, like a little weight on him, you know what I'm saying? Come in. I'm just saying, bro, that is not what happened. Either that was not him or he got sick. Like maybe he had a liver problem. His eyes were completely yellowed over. And again, like I can't explain it. Like it wasn't that they were wide-eyed because his eyes in the picture, I will never forget it. He was smiling. He had his hands and look. I can't explain it, bruh. This man looked like he ate the man. I don't, and again, he wasn't, I'm not saying it like he was so big. He wasn't. He was just stocky. And that's not a look I like. In fact, there's certain, y'all ever seen it's like from skinny guy to like completely jacked bodybuilder? You ever seen the thing where it's like 20 and they're like, which body do you want? I think they have one for girls too. I really genuinely don't like the bodybuilder because I don't like the veins. I like veins to an extent, but not too much. I just have these personal things, and you might think it's like it's just a preference, but there's things that I think I have like mental stuff that I don't even like to look at veins. It can make me pass out because I'm real squeamish. And so I'm not even talking about like somebody who, he ate himself because he was so hey. It's not even like that. That's not what I'm saying. And the build he had, no, I wasn't that, I don't like that. But to be real, if his face and his head looked like him still, I probably would have been like, oh, pleasantly surprised. Like, you know what? I didn't like him as a skinny dude. He's bigger now. Like maybe we was cool on the phone. Like again, we didn't have enough conversations for me to know that much about him, but I don't know. I just believe that maybe somehow, some way that if this guy wasn't a total catfish, I would not have rejected him. But it didn't happen the way you probably think it happened. See, I'm too nice. And he was very mean. And he made no attempt to alleviate he knew he was catfishing me. He kept talking about it. I should have known that, but how am I supposed to know this? I've never online dated. So he has an attitude because I didn't recognize him. So he says, "You don't recognize me?" And I said, "Oh, no." I didn't. You don't look like your pictures. Well, you don't look like your pictures. And I'm like, I don't? He's like, I mean, I guess you do. Because my pictures were literally from like the weeks. Like, you can't say I don't look like my pictures. It was from this week and last week and the week before that. So Nick, don't play with me, baby. So yes, he stumbled over that, and he's like, is the table going to be ready? And I was like, oh crap. I didn't know what to do. So they seated us. If you've ever been to La Teresita inside the restaurant, if you're in a booth, you have a bit of space. But if you're in the middle tables, they prefer to give their staff room and to have you tight. So like if you back your seat up, if you've ever sat in the regular tables and chairs, if you back your seat up, you're gonna hit the person behind you. There's not enough room for two people to sit, but it's just kind of a thing. People kind of know that's what's up with that place. So it is what it is. But imagine this. We are now at a 2-seater table in the middle of like the table area. So there's tables all the way around us. And this dude, I'm dissociating. I now know what was happening. I'm sitting with him across from him, and I am super uncomfortable because he looks like that. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, how do I do this? I don't know what to do. And so I'm just sitting there. We order the food, we eat, and he's like, I see why you said you'd pay. This food is so cheap. Already pissed me off because don't talk about this spot like the elders used. My mic died. What I believe I was saying is don't play with La Teresita because the elders used to bring me here. So how dare you already run in your mouth? You was mad about not having to pay for food or paying for food. I offered to pay for the food. Now you mad because I brought you to a place. You could order the most expensive thing on the menu if you want to. I don't really know what's going on here. But I'm not saying anything because I'm a very polite young lady and I'm trying to behave myself and not say to him, is this what catfishing is? Because that's probably what the non-nice part of me would want to say. It's like, is this, because I do be thinking, do I have autism or something? Like, I know I have ADHD. Maybe that's just me blurting something out, but like, is this what catfishing is, sir? I think we should talk about this, but no, instead I dissociate. And so we're sitting at the restaurant, he's in front of me, and I look like this, and I kind of glance around, which I think I want to do. I like to people watch and stuff, so I'm kind of glancing around the restaurant, and he look over, so what are you looking at? Dead serious. I'm not joking. The people on both sides of the table probably thought I was a battered woman with my husband because I just shrunk down and I was like, I'm just looking around. He's like, no, you looking at something over there. And I remember making eye contact with a man right here. He had a ponytail. And I looked at him and I just kind of was like, so embarrassing. So I'm like, okay, all right. Thank goodness they bring the food quick on nights like this. You know what I'm saying? Because they be pre-cooking up stuff. Again, I go to the cafeteria because I know what I'm finna do. I'm not. Anyways, so we eat and I'm trying to whoop-de-whoop. Bro, talk about you want to go for that walk now. No, I don't want to go for the walk, sir. You're catfishing me. But bro was like, I'm finna get my full date. Let me tell you something. I'm sorry. I'm so angry when I think about the fact that I let him touch me. No, not like that. So I'm like, okay, we'll drive separately. Because he was trying to get in my car. He's like, yo, you want to drive together? I was like, no. That's okay. we could drive separately. So I went and I parked, and he was mad. He wanted to follow me because he didn't know where to go, and he wanted to make sure I wasn't going to drive off on him. He was a crazy catfish. He was a crazy catfish. So he followed me over. We went through the back streets. We get there. We park. I mean, it's a decent drive. So like, he really was on me. It was very weird. Like, bro, you can't just navigate and meet me out there. But I will admit, it would have been a little bit challenging. But I was trying to tell him, like, I'm going to go park on this street. Like, just park on the street. He's like, there's no parking over there. I'm like, fine. Like, we don't even need to do this if you don't want to. No. So we go and he parks, and then he want to act weird and want to park somewhere special because he don't want to park So he acting weird. We get to the freaking Bayshore Boulevard. Mind you, it's nighttime out there. Like, I did not want to be with somebody that I didn't want to talk to here. And we have a nice, silent, awkward walk. I think I let him take me maybe like 10 minutes one direction. And then I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting it, I'm tired. Or I don't know how I got him to let me go. Bruh, when I tell you, this man tried to hold my hand a couple times and I kept acting like real smooth with it. Like, oh, look over there. But finally he grabbed my hand and was like he was not going to let me go the entire way back to the car. And he was like, oh, you're not going to give me a kiss? And I was like, no, I don't kiss on the first date. And I was like, okay, bye. And I can't remember if I said something to him afterwards, if I just blocked him. I don't know what I did, but I remember like being infuriated. I'm the type of person that until I'm out of the trauma, like, I'm gonna just chill. Bruh, I was infuriated. Like, when I closed my door, I was like, I'm lucky to get out of that, because I don't know what kind of man he was. He was aggressive as hell. He was mean as hell. He had the nerve to yell at me in the middle of a crowded restaurant to the point where there were grown men around, kind of like, are you good? Bruh. And the worst part is, if he hadn't done the catfishing thing and still acted like that, I don't know, would he have acted like that, or was he acting like that because of the cat? I don't even know why. I don't know if I would have acted different if he looked like how he looked in the pictures, but if he was really real, I don't know what I would have done. And I just want to keep it real with you. I'm a very assertive person until I'm in a situation where I feel stuck. And then I'm like, let's just get this over with. And I definitely, let's just get this over with, that situation. And I shouldn't have. I should have been like, who was you? But I want you to understand that if you've never been catfished before, that's how someone can get you. That's how someone can, now this is interesting, because I will admit that one of the things I've noticed that the manosphere does, and all echo chambers do, they will poison the well ahead of time. They'll be like, yeah, they're going to say this, so you should say this back, because they think they're so slick, but I got you. Let me help you. I got a good response for you. And you're like, yeah, hell yeah. And then you go and have the conversation. The person is spitting straight facts, and they're just like, what are you talking about? And you're like, they told me you would say that, and to you, I say this and this and this. Haha, I win. And they like walk away thinking they've said anything, and it's like, what are you even talking about, bruh? Well, I feel like he kind of tried to do that with me. He tried to poison the well. Like, he tried to make me think I had to pay for him to prove I wasn't that type of person. And I had not dated in years before that. I don't know what the dating game is like. And I know that these are common complaints that people have. So I don't know anything. Again, we're not talking even 2019. We're talking like 2017 or something, bro. Was it before that? I think it was 2017. So all I'm saying is, I want anyone who's never been catfished before and wonders, like, how do you even, especially if it's like the situation I was in, where it's like, I let him take me, well, not take me, but we went to a second location. I didn't even want to have the date. And I didn't know how to say no. Like, and I was kind of scared. And again, I want to keep it real with you right now, because he wasn't a normal black person. Because I don't appreciate the fact that in my brain I keep hearing, don't keep saying he was aggressive and he was scary because he was a black dude, because you know how people gonna take it. And it's like, that's fucking stupid. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. He wasn't even being a normal black dude. If he had just had some hood aggression towards me, I would have met him with my own hood aggression. Like, who was you talking to? And we would have been straight. This was he looked like, like car dealership uniform, you know what I'm saying? Like red polo, black slacks. Like, he was a different kind of dude. He was a weird dude, bro. Like, still on MySpace in 2017 kind of dude. And it just didn't dawn on me that something's wrong with him. Even when I saw him, my brain did not compute that could even be the same person. And then he had the nerve to get bucked at the table, but not in a I don't know, like a way that I'm used to when my people get aggressive. It wasn't like that. It was crazy person aggressive. It was like serial killer, hurt people aggressive. Okay? It was it was scary man aggressive, not anything I've ever experienced with a black man. Because to be real with you, most black men don't get buck with me. If I'm trying to think about it, and the ones that do have an attitude or something, still wouldn't talk like that. Maybe be a little bit nastier, but still would never talk like that in a crowded restaurant surrounded by all these white folks. Absolutely not. So that was not nothing what you thinking. I don't know where that man is, but I hope to goodness gracious that he has settled down in his life and stopped catfishing people, or that something has happened to where he can no longer online date, because no woman should ever have to deal with something like that. And I wish that I had gone on one of those sites. I don't think I did though, because I'm not really that type of person. But I wish I had gone on one of those sites and reported him, or even tried to see, but I don't even remember. I think I remember his name, but I don't like his first name, but I don't think I remember anything else about him. I really do want to warn you that if someone feels bad, you have every right to leave. You don't have to stay. You don't have to stay at the doctor's appointment. You don't have to stay. Well, maybe if you're under 18, you got to stay where, I don't know what y'all got going on. But I'm talking to grown-ups today, okay? You don't have to stay at the job that makes you uncomfortable. I'm not saying quit your job just all willy-nilly, but I am saying maybe go get yourself another job. Go ahead and figure out how you're going to make that happen. Like, you don't have to stay in any relationship that makes you feel uncomfortable. And you don't have to stay on a date with someone that you don't even know. You don't have to do that. And I wish that I hadn't have done it. And here's the truth. When I think about the other bad things that have happened to me in my life, if I'm being honest, it's because I didn't leave as soon as I should have. I'm dead serious. I should have just left. Now, I'm not victim blaming myself. It is what it is. I'm just saying, if I could change that stuff, it would be just leave when you felt the moment you felt bad. So trust yourself, trust your gut. When it comes to online dating, maybe do yourself a favor and FaceTime real quick, because oh my goodness, egger suit. All right, well, if you want to hear more stuff like this, and well, I don't think it'll be more catfish stories. That doesn't happen to me anymore. Okay. But if you want to hear me tell, I don't know, anything about my life, or, share stuff, I'm going to be honest. I actually am really into like education and like teaching. And like, I have this series called The 8 Types of People. And I also have another series called Stay in Your Lane that I'm really, really excited to put out. The first few videos that I shared about those were like the origin videos. So they were meant to be more serious and not like funny, so that anybody who says that I'm not taking those video series later as seriously as I should will know that they're not meant to be serious. They are comedy. Okay. All right. So if you're interested in just being around somebody who just wants to express himself and has been on YouTube for 20 years, but has finally decided to actually be a YouTube creator in the traditional sense, please do join my channel. I will be putting out videos every Wednesday and Saturday-ish after my 30 videos in 30-ish days challenge. So I love you guys. Welcome to my friendship hugs. That was a great hug, guys. Awesome. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Hello, baby. Hello, my baby. You're so pretty. You want to sit with me? Okay. Rico does not like clapperboards. Let me tell you that right now. Okay. He's a baby. He's a little baby. Yes, he's pretty. Give me this face.
Give me this.